What up everyone? Welcome to StackBMX.com's YouTube channel. Today we're going to do and explain a review on the 2019 Sundae Blueprint Complete Bike. As always, we want you to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification bells to enter into a contest to win a free parts package from us and a free bicycle from us. All you got to do is do some of those. We'll tell you a little bit more about the rules later on in this video, but we're going to do a quick giveaway since we're back on YouTube. We're going to give away a free pair of Sundae Cornerstone grips. All you got to do is comment below. First 50 people on YouTube and first 50 people on Instagram will be entered into the contest, and we're going to ship you out a free pair of Cornerstone grips free of charge, and it's only available to the US. So yeah, just leave us a comment below. I'll enter you for this. But yeah, let's get to it. Talk about the Sundae Blueprint Complete Bike. So I'll try to help you guys out from parents to kids to how to buy a complete bike. And I would say this is something up your range. If you're starting out BMX, then definitely this bike is something that you may look into purchasing. General rule of thumb is I like to suggest if you fell in love if you fell in love with a bike at first sight, then definitely buy that bicycle, because that's definitely going to make you the happiest person in general. If you buy a bike basically based on specs, stuff like that, general rule of thumb, most brands have the same quality bicycles as you go up in price range. Some do a little bit better, some do a little bit worse, but on most cases they're really similar. So like if you're buying a $300 bike, most bike brands that sell a $300 bike, it's gonna come with really similar parts. You know what I mean? I would say quality wise. If you go up to a $700 bike, quality wise it's gonna be about $700. From brand to brand, you're just basically buying the different styles of stickers, colorways, and just kind of like how the bikes are set up and look. On the other hand, when you're spending money or whatever, you're buying the quality bicycles. Like, you know, I mean, $300 bike is gonna have X amount of parts, 500 is gonna have certain parts, and then 700. So when you're buying a bike, it's just based off of the style. So if you really like a bike, buy that bicycle. But I'll tell you why you should buy this one. This one's got a bunch of cool features, and this is probably one of our best-selling bikes because of the colorway and because of the brand. The brand's Sundae bikes, they've been around for a long time. They make a lot of good bicycles and products. So we'll kind of start with the frames and colors and kind of work our way around the bicycle. So first off, you want to measure a bicycle based off your height or I would say a lot of people have been basing off their age lately. So if you're under 18 years old, I would say you can definitely buy one of these bicycles. If you're in the older age, I would recommend maybe a 20.5, which is the center from here to the center of here, and actually makes the frame a little bit longer. So this blue color, which is called Surf Blue, comes in the 20-inch top tube, and the black one comes in the 20.5 and the 20.5-inch top tube. That's measured from the center of the seat tube here to the center of the head tube here, and that gives you the actual length. The recommendation on length of top tube is based off of your height. It's a recommendation, it's not mandatory. Back in the days, guys were riding 20-inch top tubes and 19-inch top tube frames, and they were, you know, well into their adult age, and they still rode those. So nowadays they give you a little bit more options, so definitely helps you out. But you can definitely ride this style bicycle if you're extremely tall, because you're gonna want to upgrade in the future if you stick with it. So if you only got, you know, I mean, $300 and you can only afford this bicycle, buy it. You can always upgrade in the future if you stick with it. So that's kind of the general rule of thumb. If you are, I would say I've seen 6-year-old, my son's 6, he's pretty large, and I would get him on a 20-inch bicycle just because he's a little bit taller. We measured him the other day and he was 48 inches, so that's 4 feet tall. So if you're about 4 feet tall, you'll straddle the top two, and it might be a little bit difficult for you, but it's gonna last you about 2 to 3, actually probably 3 to 4 years for your investment. We like to try to tell our customers you want about 2 to 3 years out of your investment. So you want this bicycle to last you about 2 to 3 years and basically not fall apart and do routine maintenance, but not have to buy a complete new bicycle. So, you know, if you're 6 years old or you're 4 foot to, I would say about 5'6", you could run the 20 and a half. If you're between, I would say, about 4.5 feet to 6 foot, you could ride the 20 and a half inch top tube. So that's kind of the idea. If you're over 6'1", I would suggest look for a bicycle that's 21 inch top tube or longer if you can. But then again, that is suggestion. It will be a little tight for a 6'6" guy to get on this bike, but you definitely can. You can still ride it, but it just may not feel super comfortable. So that's kind of the general. We'll start off with the frame. This frame comes with a high tensile steel frame. As you go up in price, you get better materials. So the higher end bikes come with a chromoly. High tensile steel is a good strong steel, helps you start off in riding. But if you end up breaking something like this, and you play sports or you're more of an active person, you can always upgrade to a new chromoly frame for about $250. So it's not that expensive to replace the whole frame, but you could always do that in the future. But this frame is a good quality frame, and it's a great place to start. It's got a bunch of cool features on it. So this, like I said, the blue comes in a 20 inch, black comes in a 20 and a half, and a 20 inch. Frame's high tensile steel. It's got integrated headset and head tube on this, or actually it's got an integrated head tube on this bike. This is the head tube. The bearings are called integrated. It's sealed bearings to basically make your bar spin really smooth and easy. So these are on all the aftermarket frames, so this is kind of a cool feature to have, to be able to kind of jump into an aftermarket frame. Another feature that it has is these gyro tabs right here. So if you want to run a gyro, which is the device that allows your bars to spin around and still stop your bike or your brakes, that's what a gyro is. A straight cable is this cable here and going straight, but you can't do unlimited bar spins because eventually this cable will wind up and then it will pull your brakes and cause you to stop. So a gyro is cool to do a bunch of bar spins and be able to still use your brakes. So a cool feature on there. This frame has pro geometry and angles on it. Geometry is the angles of these tubes here to make the bike ride a certain way. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, this head tube is a 75 head tube. This is, I would say, about average head tube angle. Nowadays, 74 is a mellow one. 75.5 is a steep head tube. Having a steeper head tube, which this kind of is, helps you do nose manuals. So when you do nose manuals is pretty much a wheelie but on the front wheel, and it's the way to do those, you actually have to balance yourself right in the center and to keep that back wheel up or the front wheel up. But on this scenario, having the wheel steeper pulls the wheels together, making it easier to get into the nose manuals. So this is a pretty cool angle of the head tube. So definitely I think that's a cool feature about this. Kind of helps you jump into going towards the pro bikes. So it'll definitely help you ride a lot better. The geometry and the reason why most people buy aftermarket frame is for the geometry. It's cool that these stock frames are coming with that because it helps you ride similar to the pros and kind of do what the pros are already doing, because obviously it's a tried and true method. The difference between like these bicycles and like a department store bikes are going to be the quality of metal and the geometry. The geometry on all those bikes are not, spec'd out to be correct, and these ones are correct as far as, the same angle every single time, and they're actual angles that the pros ride, so they will perform very, very well. So cool feature on there. Another thing is that it's got 11.7 bottom bracket, which I can't remember off the top of my head if that is correct, but I'm pretty sure it's 11.7. But that's the center of this bolt to the bottom, to the ground, and the higher or lower bottom bracket will cause your bike to ride a little bit different. So a little bit lower will help you with manuals and stuff like that. Having the bottom bracket higher will make it a little bit harder to do manuals and stuff like that. So general idea is people that like to do manuals or like to be a little bit more tech have a lower bottom bracket. People that like to grind and maybe hit trails ride a little bit higher bottom bracket so that the bicycle doesn't loop out. And let's see what's next. Seat tube angle. This comes with a 71 seat tube angle, which is really, really common with most bikes nowadays. 73 would be really steep and pull the seat tube up here. 69 would be super mellow and pull it back here. So 71 is great to be able to pinch your seat and do bar spins, but also give you a little bit more room in the front end to be able to do tricks like turn downs or cans or anything like that. So very, very cool feature. The last thing I would say is the geometry up here. This one comes in a 13.25 to a 13.5 rear end. This axle is in the center, so it's probably about a 13.35, I would say, rear end at the moment. So that's pretty cool because that's pretty much what everybody rides. A short rear end for like Tech Street is going to be about 12.7, and a long rear end for like trails and stuff like that is going to be about 13.75 to 14-inch rear end. So having a shorter rear end helps you to do manuals. Having a long rear end helps you not loop out on big jumps and not loop out on like manuals or wheelies or anything like that. So this one's pretty much in the middle, so it helps you ride pretty much anything. So very, very cool. Yeah, like I said, whole frame is made out of high tensile steel. I'll kind of tell you what the parts are. This is the top tube, this is the head tube, this is a down tube, this is the bottom bracket which holds the bearings. This is a seat tube. These are seat stays. These are chain stays. This is a dropout, and it has about a 4mm thick dropout and a 14mm axle slot. The reason why these things are so thick is when you put on pegs, if your axle bends or anything like that, these things bend, and then it makes your bike not ride straight. So having the thicker dropouts help out if you're going to ride pegs. So very, very cool on the frame. Let's get into the forks. These are Sundae high tensile steel forks. These are pretty much what everybody bashes up first, but these ones come with a high tensile steel leg and steer tube. I believe it's a two-piece steer tube. Let me see. Yeah, yes, it's a two-piece steer tube, but this one has a welded-in compression bolt inside of there. So with it being welded in here, this headset is compressed to make the headset not loose, and then these two bolts on the side keep the stem straight on your forks and with your wheel. So having sealed bearings in here and this compression bolt combined with the actual integrated head tube makes it really, really nice, because back in the day they had threads on it, and every time you would turn, your headset would loosen up and you would continue to have to work on your bike. So integrated headset is super, super dope. It was taken from a road bike and it works phenomenal on BMX, and it makes the frames last longer, and it makes the bearings last longer, and it keeps you from having to work on your bike. So very, very cool on that part. Let's go to the stem next. The stem is this here. It used to be called the gooseneck. Let me see. I don't know what else. I've heard a couple other names. I can't think off the top of my head. But this stem is a Sundae free stem. This is a drop forged aluminum with steel bolts, solid steel bolts, and yeah, it's pretty common front load stem. It comes in 48 millimeters long, so the center of here to the center of here is 48 millimeters, and it's a little bit steeper than most stems nowadays, but this is kind of being the norm. People want shorter stems, so this is right there, up there with the aftermarket stems. What that does, being 48 and being shorter, is it helps you do the nose manuals a little bit easier. So going back to that, nose manuals are kind of getting popular, so that's what people want, and this bike comes with it. So you probably won't have to buy an aftermarket stem unless you want the bars to be a little bit higher, and you might end up buying this stem, but in the top load version. So very, very cool. Next thing up is we're going to talk about the grips. So this bike here comes with Sundae cornerstone grips, and this is where you actually grab onto your bicycle and you actually connect with the bicycle. So this one comes with Sundae cornerstone grips. This rubber is like a rib pattern. It allows you to, grip, and it has a lot of grip. The rib pattern allows sweat to get in the crack, and then it allows rubber to actually touch your body and to give you a lot of grip on it. So we sell a ton of these grips. I can understand why these grips feel really, really nice, and then it comes with a Sundae push and bar end. So yeah, the bar end protects your grips from ripping, and it just makes these grips last longer. They also got a thick rubber on the ends to keep them from splitting. So very, very cool. Next up is the actual brake lever. This one has a generic alloy brake lever. These brake levers work really, really well. It's got a barrel adjuster to adjust it, and then it's also got a set screw. So you could actually screw this in to bring the lever closer for the little guys. The little guys aren't going to have a long finger, and it's going to be a lot harder to grab up here. So that set screws allows the brakes to come in closer to the grip, so their little fingers can grab it and actually help them stop. So very, very cool on that. Next thing up is the handlebars. These are a two-piece handlebar. They come in 9 inches tall, and they have a bunch of cool features. They pretty much like an aftermarket bar, 9 inches tall, and it has geometry of the most common bar is 12-degree back sweep. Back sweep is how much sweep is back, and it actually helps your hands feel a little bit more comfortable. It has 4-degree up sweep, which kicks your hands like this, which naturally our hands are at an angle when you grab onto the handlebar. It's not going to be flat like with your arm. It's actually at an angle, so it makes it feel really nice. 4 degrees is what is on most 4-piece bars, and like I said, it keeps your hands kind of like this. So having those geometry, it makes it really nice. Also too, they're 28.5 inches wide. So our most popular handlebars that we sell here are 28.5. So the fact that these come with 28.5 inches wide, that's very cool. Also, these bars are made out of high tensile steel, and they are TIG welded. So TIG welded is, you can see kind of the little, they call them dimes, but just how they're welded together. So very, very cool. Yeah, let's go to the seat. So this seat is the Sundae badge seat. It comes with a synthetic leather top. It's super, super smooth, has the Sundae logo just like the front end, like this on the top. It's embossed, and it's on a one-piece seat post. So what that does is the one-piece seat post keeps the guts and extra bolts out of there, and it allows the seat to be really light. This seat post is only this tall. This is maxed out, so the seat post isn't very tall and it makes the bike a lot lighter. So very, very cool. Next thing up is the actual brake cable. So this comes with the Odyssey, Odyssey, I forgot. It's the, dang, I can't remember the name of it. It's like this, the Quick Slick, that's what it is. The Odyssey Quick Slick. The Quick Slick has the built-in, U cable on there, or boomerang they call it, or it's actually a cable carrier is what they call it, but it has a built-in one, so you just thread it right on and you're good to go. It also has a spring-filled brakes. I don't have the cable mounted just because the bike is in the stand, so it has spring-filled Odyssey spring-filled brakes, which is one of our most best-selling bicycle brakes. This brake's pretty cool. It's drop forged aluminum. It stops really well. It's really easy to put on. It just has one spring that goes across the two little arms, and makes it really simple if you're trying to learn how to put on brakes. It has no adjusting bolts or anything like that, so you literally put 2 bolts in, put the spring on, it's ready to go. So very, very cool. Has a lot of good stopping power, and it's got some soft brake pads to keep your bike stopping fast. Next thing up is it has Welgo plastic pedals. These pedals here are basic pedal. They mainly put these on so that the bike will be a little bit cost effective and bring down the price on the bicycle. So definitely a cool feature, and it makes it a lot cheaper for everybody. So yeah, cool feature on there. You could always buy an aftermarket set of pedals for $15 to $20 for some nice pedals. Next thing up is the 3-piece cranks. It comes with 170 millimeter long 3-piece cranks. The measurements of the cranks is from center of the bolt here to the center of the bolt here, and these are actually tubed cranks, so they have a tube welded to the shaft here. It comes with a 9/16 bolt right here. The reason why they call these 3 pieces is because it has 2 arms that bolt to a center tube, which makes it 3 pieces. This bottom bracket, which is the bearings, is unsealed American bottom bracket. Unsealed is the traditional bearings that fit into one piece. They're large, 9/5/16 bearing, I believe, put in a cage and actually allow your cranks to spin. So the bearings, our bottom bracket is unsealed American. You could always upgrade your cranks in the future, but you're gonna have to get like a hop-up kit to fit this. Or if you upgrade your frame, you're gonna have to purchase a aftermarket set of cranks to fit these. These ones won't fit because they only fit American. What else? This one has the 25-tooth sprocket with the 9-tooth driver on the back to give it the micro drive. The micro drive, what's cool about that is it makes the sprocket smaller, gives you less chain and less rear sprocket to make the sprocket lighter, and also when you drop it on ramps, it's going to give it more clearance so your sprocket doesn't bash the actual coping or the edge of the ramp and cause you to flip over and crash. So having a small micro drive is very, very cool. What else? Now let's go to the front wheel. The front wheel is a Sundae alloy unsealed loose ball front wheel, and it has a 3/8 axle on here. It has enough meat if you're going to want to put a axle peg on there. So you pull all those washers off and then bolt this bolt back on with your peg. But yeah, you can run pegs on this. It comes with the alloy rim, 36-hole spoke rim. Pretty basic to keep the cost down, but it has some stainless steel spokes. Stainless steel is what your forks are made out of. Galvanized is what other inexpensive wheels are that fail. That stuff is pretty much like a chain link fence, so it's a lot flimsier and stretches, so it doesn't keep your wheel straight as long. So having stainless steel spokes is really cool. And then another cool feature is that it has these chrome spoke nipples. Basically just giving a little shine to it and not looking, all black, and kind of giving a little bit of a character. So you see these on a lot of the Sundae wheels, and it looks very, very cool. This bike comes with the Sundae current tires, front and rear, has a 35 to 65 psi suggestion. These tires are 2.4 inches wide, so this tire being a lot wider gives you a lot more, I would say, like riding area or like grip to the ground. So when you ride, you're going to actually roll, and you want your tire to be hitting the ground. These tires have a lot of meat all the way around. This is one of our best-selling tires, so having these tires on this bike is pretty awesome. The aftermarket ones do come in the 100 psi, but these are the 35 to 65 psi. They'll still hold up very well. You just can't go to super high pressure. As an introductory rider, you're probably going to want to have a little bit less air, just so that it feels a little bit more plush. As you get it better, you're gonna pump it up, and you're gonna want your tire a little bit harder. So, kind of cool that it comes with this style tire, but just at a better price point to get this bicycle to you. Let's see. Last thing is the rear wheel. I'd say this is pretty much the heart of the bicycle. This is what kind of keeps your bike rolling. This is what helps you pedal down the street. This is what makes your bike tick. So if you notice, it makes a pretty cool sound. So sounds pretty cool. This is a semi-sealed alloy hub. Semi-sealed is it's going to have dust seals on it to keep any dust or dirt or water or anything like that from getting inside the hub and damaging the hub. When dust and water get in there, it rusts the bearings, and then the dirt turns into kind of sandpaper, and that's pretty much what sandpaper is made out of. So having the semi-seal keeps that stuff out of there and gives your hub a lot longer life. It also comes with the 14mm axle. This one is a lot larger than the front one, as you can tell. The large axle allows you to run pegs, and it keeps your axle from bending. Once your axle bends, it puts a different load on it, or an oblong load on your bearings, and it causes your bearings to get worn down faster and to turn into like an egg and then end up damaging your hub. That's why most wheels fail, and if you have to buy an aftermarket wheel, they get pretty expensive. After shipping and handling, you're looking at minimal that I've seen is probably about almost $100. So, this is kind of the heart. It's kind of the fork in the road, saying, hey, my back wheel's messed up. Do I buy a new bike, or do I just buy a new wheel? So, very, very crucial. This one has the same style rim and spokes, so it's going to last longer. This is a cassette, so when you 180, you're going to have to backpedal to be able to pop out of that 180. But yeah, this is pretty much what everybody rides. Good quality hub, and helping the bike come at a decent price. So wheel almost being $100. Frame could be easy $100. Fork and front wheel could be easy $100, and then you got all this extra stuff. Almost for free. So the value of the bicycle is really, really good. Let's go over here. I don't know, I can't think of anything else as far as, anything about the bike. This bike comes in at 26 pounds. That's really, really light. A lot of pros' bikes aren't even that light. So 26 pounds for this bicycle is amazing. So if you're looking for a light bike, strong bike that's gonna hold up, check out this 2019 Sundae Blueprint Complete Bike. This thing is dope. We told you guys before that we're going to tell you how to enter a contest to win a free parts package and a free bicycle. So I'll kind of tell you what you're going to win and how to get it. So at 2,500 subscribers, we're going to give you a stranger parts package with tires, grips, seat, and pedals. All you got to do is like this video, subscribe to our channel, turn on your notification bells, and share this video Let us know what you like about the video, what you don't like about the video, and that'll enter you guys into this contest. And then at 5,000 subscribers, we're gonna give away a free bicycle retailed at $280 at the moment, but prices are gonna go up on bikes because of tariffs and stuff like that. So we'll see what the prices end up being, and most likely we'll give you a bicycle that is a little bit more money, or if we hit 5,000 subscribers before that, we'll give away a $280 bike, or if it ends up being later on in the future, we'll give a higher end bike away. So we'll work with the tariffs and you guys and try to get you guys on a good introductory bike. So yeah, that's how you enter. Yeah, I don't know anything else to say besides, if you want to know something about this bike that maybe we didn't hit, or anything like that, give us a comment below. We'll try to chime in and let you guys know. But yeah, that's it for our explain and review on the 2019 Sundae Blueprint Complete Bike. Thanks a lot for watching. We appreciate you guys' love. You guys have been killing it on our website. We've been buying a lot of stuff. We appreciate it. We've been super busy doing that. We're working on a bunch of new things to help you guys out. So look forward to that, and check out stackbmx.com. Buy some bike parts from us because it'll help us do a lot more of these videos and tell you guys exactly what these bikes come with and why you should buy these bikes. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.